All right, so we are starting now. And thank you, Suja, for doing this. And we'd love to hear about your experiences with Reiki.
Thank you, Kashmir, for having me in this session. Hello, everyone. My name is Suja Pisharody, and okay, I'm a lot of things. So, one of the things that I'm a blogger. I have a child on the spectrum, on the ASD spectrum. He's got autism. I first met Kashmir in 2017 in Delhi. My husband was in the Navy. We were posted, we were staying together in the same colony, and she was, in fact, leaving. And a friend informed me that there's this lovely lady who does Reiki, and I had no clue what Reiki was. But my friend had said, go check it out. So I go to Kashmir's house. I still remember you were in the packing stage, somehow you made time for me and she did a quick Reiki. So we had that one session with her. I had a session with her and I learned Reiki. And she told me I should practice religiously for 21 days. So that I did. But you know what happens? You do it, the minute you do a course, you're pretty systematic about it. But later on, you lose track somewhere. So I also lost track somewhere. And then I did not do Reiki for a while. And after some time, I forgot also how to go about doing it. And then, but I was part of Kashmir's group. She's got a Reiki share group, and I connected with her. And she informed me she's going to do a Reiki recap. I was like, okay, now I've got to, chalo, I have to do it again. So I always wonder, Kashmir, why did I feel like, because I'd not practiced Reiki for a while. But what I realized is sometimes, no, like all of us do a lot of things in life. Some of you may do yoga, somebody may do pottery, somebody may do something else. Um, if it is something that connects to you, you always go back to it. So also by the time I connected to Kashmir to do Reiki recap again, I had also started blogging about my son and our experiences with autism. So a lot of parents were contacting me and I was doing a whole lot of counseling. Now, what happens is while counseling is good for the other side, for the parent, you also feel good that you've helped someone in need, you end up feeling thoroughly drained. So that was happening to me a lot because somewhere, I think in a way, Reiki helped me realize I probably am an empath. So anybody else suffering, I used to feel their pain. And sometimes it is too much to take on the world's pain on your shoulders. Then you feel drained all the time because emotionally you're putting in so much of your heart and soul to helping somebody, be sensitive, be nice. Just a simple example. Today I had to go to the hospital for something. I came back and I had lunch and I saw Kashmir's message that she'll be sending the link. So I said, before this session, let me just sleep for 15-20 minutes. I just closed my eyes. I got a call from a parent. Now, a few years back, I would have taken the call and continued chatting with that parent till I solved their problem. I just told her, please message me tomorrow. So it's not that I will not help that parent, just that I think doing Reiki and Kashmir also helped me realize that, somewhere I need to set boundaries. So another thing which Reiki helped me was, apart from the healing bit, I used to be the kind of person I get vibes. When I meet people, I either connect to them instantly or something about them puts me off. So my family always joke, oh, Sujan, her famous vibes. What do you feel about so and so? But then while doing Reiki, I realized, yeah, probably I'm reacting to that person's aura, which typically you don't really know all these things, so you don't know it. But it's only when you delve deeper into a subject you understand, okay, there is some reason why all this is happening. And then last year I did Reiki too. I'm still not doing Reiki healing on anybody else except myself. But I think for me, what I've realized is somewhere it gives me a sense of peace. Okay, now all of you all are starting on your journey. So many of you will stick on to it. Some of you may leave it. It all depends on how consistent you are, right? But what I've realized is if it is something that connects to you, you'll always come back to it. It's not just about healing, it becomes a way of life. So there are times like living with autism isn't easy. So there are times I feel very stressed out. I feel very anxious. And anxiety is part of my life and I've accepted it. So the times that I feel anxious, I just do Reiki. And believe me, it just gives me a sense of calm. It's like how somebody would, say Hanuman Chalisa, or, say something in, some mantra or something, or some prayer in Parsi or Urdu or whatever, whichever religion. It's just you have something to hold on to. And I think all of us need that at times. Everybody is not religious, but at times you do need something to hold on to assure you that, okay, things are going to be fine. So what I would like to tell all of you is that this is a fabulous journey you've started on, and Kashmir is a very good teacher. Stick to it. Try to stick to it. There are days you may just not be able to do it. So don't feel guilty. It's okay. Just get back to it. But make sure you get back to it. And what I also do is, since now, of course, Kashmir is recording all these sessions, I keep going back to the sessions once in a while to see, what she said, because many a time you forget things. And yeah, I mean, I think that about sums it. What else? Let's see if I've missed anything. Yeah, yes, I forgot to share something. So, how Reiki has helped me in my life per se is, I'll share an experience. We went on a road trip. So, my husband, my son, it was a long road trip, 5,000 kilometers. We were very excited. So, 17 days we traveled, and it was like really good fun. Those 17 days, I did not miss Reiki in not a single day. And I also made sure that, I kind of shielded the car, and I was very excited. Oh, I was doing this. And it's not, luckily, we didn't have any accident or scrapes or anything. I think it also somewhere that psychological belief, no, that you've done something which is kind of protecting you. So it makes a difference. So yeah, I mean, Reiki is just like I said, it's not just healing; it's a way of life. It's something you keep coming back to if it connects to you. See, if it doesn't, you won't come back to it. You can do a course. Doing a course is easy, but following and implementing it into beginning, making it a part of your life, that's the difficult thing. So I wish all of you all the best for following and continuing this journey of Reiki. And I hope it brings you lots and lots of happiness and calm. Most importantly, calm, because I feel that's what we are lacking today. You know, yeah, I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you, Suja. Okay, one question I have for you. Uh, Thank you, Suja. Okay, so one question that I have for you is, like I mentioned, you are one of the rare people who has done level one in person and level two online with me. So, would
Right.
you be able to describe the difference and what effect it had?
Sure. So I think, see, when I did level one with you physically, uh, I was meeting you for the first time. So there was a little bit of, I'm not sure how it's going to be. When I did level two, the difference, even if I was a first time participant, would have been, since there were so many people in online, you have the flexibility of having a lot of people together. Whereas when you're offline, it is just, you're teaching just one on one, right? Or I'm assuming that's the case, right? You would be teaching one person at a time, or is it a
No,
class?
usually we do have three, four people in the group,
Okay.
but I tend to limit it, the number, so that I can give personal attention to everyone.
So I think when you have a group, it's it's better. Why I say this is because you may not know everybody in the group. You may not even connect to all the people in the group. You may be on your own journey. But just the fact there are other people in the group who are also sharing tidbits, it strikes a chord with you, and you don't feel you're doing this alone, because you see the other person also struggling to do something which you are struggling. You say, okay, I'm not alone. you know so somewhere there is that sense of belonging. So personally, I would still say an online thingy makes more sense, just for that feeling of being in a group. But yes, offline would be great if the person can come to Pune and meet you, for the simple reason, if you're doing it wrong, you can correct them. You can show the exact way, place their hands in the right way and all that. That makes it. So I think,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Thank you so much. All
most
right.
welcome.
I'm going to open it out now for everyone. So if anyone has a question, you can unmute yourself and ask.
How has it helped you with your son?
Good question. So, to be honest, I have not done Reiki on my son. But
Okay.
my son per se is a very calm child. Uh, and he understands when I need space. And he knows, like he knows right now I'm in a Reiki session. So there are people who do. I mean, you can do. In fact, I'd ask Kashmir also what to do. To be honest, I have not implemented it at all yet. So I feel as long as I'm calm, what I've realized is, see, when you're a child, they always feed off on your emotions. When you're calm, they become calm automatically. When you're stressed, your stress kind of passes on to the child. So there are days when I'm upset, and he knows I'm upset, and he's also super upset. So yeah, it's a transfer. At the end, it's a transfer of energy, right? And the person closest to you. Like for my son, I'm the person who kind of like his world revolves around me, I would say. So he knows exactly when I'm down, when I'm upset. He's very intuitive, and he'll say, "Amma is sad," or "Don't be sad, don't cry." He's very intuitive. So I know that. So I tell him it's okay. There are days you can be sad. There are days you also feel sad. So I've not used Reiki on him. Only thing I
Okay.
can say is you do become much more after doing Reiki. You do become much more, conscious of your feelings, right? So, not necessarily you should be able to regulate them, but you are aware that you are upset. And if you have a small child, your being upset can stress the child out. So that maturity comes in, which otherwise I didn't realize that was the case.
Okay.
Let me realize that as long as I'm calm, I know how to. There are days I feel really down, and I say, today I can't teach you, or today I can't do anything because I'm not okay. And that's fine because I think children also need to know parents can't be happy all the time. Right?
True.
Kashmir? I mean,
True.
not everybody is
Absolutely.
happy all the time. They also need to see there are days you are irritable, there are days you are angry, there are days you are happy. So, everything.
Okay. Does anybody else have a question?
Kashmira, somebody has a TV on, so we can't
I
hear.
know, I know that. I've switched off. I've made that mute.
Achha.
Yeah.
So if anybody else has any questions that they would like to ask Suja or me or anything else, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask now.
Yeah, Kashmir, Ruchi. I
Yes,
just
Ruchi.
wanted to ask, Suja's child,
Hmm.
can we teach these children also Reiki?
Yes.
What will be the right age to teach them?
Um, so personally, I started my son's journey into Reiki when he was 9 years old. I taught him the level one healing paths and all that at that age. And I taught him, after he had started using that for a while, I taught him level two symbols and I initiated him. I think that was around when he was about 10. And what I find is that his intuitiveness is very good. His sense of connection to source is amazing. And I always joke about this, every time in Delhi, in fact, especially, anytime you took out the car and you had to go hunting for parking, I used to always fret about it because there was always, such a difficult task. And this little boy of mine would turn around and say, Mama, I'll manifest it for you.
So
and,
sweet.
and honestly, anytime I was with him, we would find parking within meters of the shop that I had to go to.
Wow, lovely.
Literally, every time. So I always call him my parking angel. But then that is it, that clarity of being able to use the energy is there as long as the child is able to understand what the concept is. So I've done classes for children as young as 8, and I think
Okay.
that's a good age for teaching children Reiki, because they understand the concept of the physical body by then, and then it is easier to explain the concept of the energy body and how that works. And children are very, very quick to learn how to handle energy. So I think that around 8 or 9 is a good age for teaching children Reiki.
And if it's a special ability child, still we can teach them.
Can I answer
Absolutely.
this?
Yeah, yes, Suja.
I also think if it's a special child, it also depends on the child's ability to comprehend things. See, there are some children who can comprehend a lot of things. They may not be able to speak, but they're listening, they're absorbing everything. Now, my son is verbal, but there are many things, some things he comprehends way that beyond us, and some he really struggles with. So I think it depends. Like Kashmir said, you started classes for kids. Regular kids, I think all kids can be taught, but special kids, special needs kids, I think it really depends on the child's functioning abilities. You know, because teaching Reiki is abstract. A lot of it is abstract. You have to understand the fundas behind it. So for our kids, it's more, they have to see it real. Abstract is a little difficult, it's a little tough. And each child is different. I don't know about others. I can talk about autism. Every child on the spectrum, autism spectrum is different. So if you've met one child, you've met one child. That's it. So
So I suppose in that case it would depend, on the child. So if there's a specific child whom you are thinking about right now, Ruchi, you may want to consider how much they understand about
yeah.
the world and how they respond and react. And it's on a case to case basis with them. So individually, how they are able to understand, that is what we would probably first consider, and how much comprehension would go in if you did try and teach these concepts to them. So that would be on a case to case basis.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Does anyone else have any questions? I think there are no more questions then. So thank you so much, Suja, for doing this.
Welcome.
And I think we can stop the video now and head into our healing session.